Many of the adversaries in our fantasy role-playing games are based on myths from our real world, especially in the earliest days of the hobby. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the deadliest fiends of all, one that is not a myth, one of the most evil and ancient of all demons to feed off of the hopes and dreams of humanity. To quote Sun Tzu's The Art of War, "If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle." I'm setting the goals for this video pretty high since it's my hope I can help you with knowing both. First, we'll focus on the monster. This shadowy fiend has the capability to destroy not only the lives of its victims, but also causes tremendous suffering to the friends and loved ones of those consumed by it. If you have never fought this monster, consider yourself blessed, but it is almost certain you know someone who is fighting it right now. This fiend is a relentless hunter, and once it sinks its claws into someone, it can be difficult, though not impossible, to defeat it. It possesses regenerative powers, and in many cases, even if the beast appears to have been vanquished, it can return when the victim least expects it. But we're going to discuss how you can defeat it, and how you can help someone who is being hunted by it. Welcome, I am Atten, and here at We Love TTRPGs, I share game master tips, deep dives into lore, and we discuss the very best tabletop role-playing games. However, this video takes a different path, one that I believe is among the most vital discussions we could ever have. Today, I'll be talking about one of the most insidious monsters that roams the caverns of our minds, an adversary that's cunning, deceptive, and relentless. This foul creature is active year-round, but exhibits a heightened aggression and ravenous hunger during the end-of-the-year holidays. I am talking about the Depression Dragon. Earlier this year, one of my first videos explored the proven psychological benefits of participating in tabletop role-playing games, and one of those is their ability to help us combat feelings of depression and loneliness. I cannot overstate how much this hobby has helped me, how therapeutic it has been, continues to be, and frankly, if not for TTRPGs, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have any friends at all, at least none I interacted with on a regular basis. Plus, this hobby has allowed me to meet all of you, and your support has been extremely helpful fighting my own depression demons. I wanted to get this video out to you sooner, but ironically, I was feeling too depressed. Feeling like I'm a failure, like I'll forever be alone, and overwhelmed or tormented by past mistakes, no matter how insignificant those might really be. The Depression Dragon is a master manipulator that excels in deception, and though I have very few Facebook friends, a decision I made to intentionally keep only those individuals I know and trust in real life. Several of them are no longer with us, having lost their own battles with the Depression Dragon. I wish every day there was something I could have done to help them. And that's why I'm making this video, in hopes it can help one of you who might be struggling with it now or in the future. This isn't medical advice. In fact, I would extend that to say that the only medical or legal advice any ethical and responsible physician or attorney should ever be giving on social media is for their followers to seek a professional consultation that is unique to their needs. Also, please don't mistake my presentation here as an attempt to diminish or make a joke out of this fiend. The Depression Dragon is not just a humorless monster, but it also has the ability to sap all humor and enjoyment from the lives of its victims. I'm offering it here in this format because I hope this may help us understand it better. So here's what you need to know about our topic today. The Depression Dragon is native to both the lower planes and the Shadowfell. It draws many of its powers from Fraser Blue and Beelzebul. It is extremely cowardly. It is a bully. Its preferred tactic is to not enter combat directly, but rather to envelop their targets with a tapestry of lies that will insist that you are not worthy, that you are not strong enough. And in its most sinister moments, it may even suggest that the world would be better off without you. But please remember this, it is lying to you. Depression lies to you. Please keep repeating that over and over until the sound of your courage is louder than the sound of its lies. Depression lies to you. Depression dragons are not inhibited by age, gender, or socioeconomic status. They do not care how rich or famous their victims are, though they do seem to prefer feeding on those who are struggling with poverty, and it is particularly vicious against the elderly. Its lies may attempt to persuade their victims that material possessions can defeat it. It will trick its victims into coveting or buying things they don't need. It may convince their victims that self-medicating can defeat it. To bolster this lie, it will often temporarily seem to retreat as its victim becomes more and more dependent on chemicals, and then when it believes the victim is powerless to resist it, it'll strike against the target. The depression dragon prefers to live in dark and unclean environments. They will demand that lights remain low, windows closed, and curtains pulled over exterior light sources. However, this can have devastating effects for its victims, since this type of environment only transforms the depression dragon, making it stronger. If we look at the 5th edition stats of the depression dragon, we can see many nefarious tactics, actions, and combat abilities it may attempt to use against you. In its natural state, the depression dragon is classified as a tiny-sized fiend that often takes the form of a dragon made of shadow. As it feeds off its victims, it grows both in size and strength. As it grows larger, it takes over the victims' places of habitation, transforming them into gloomy, hopeless places. The dragon's influence is most potent in places where individuals feel isolated from others. It thrives in the quiet corners of your heart, where the weight of loneliness becomes an incubator for its deceptive powers. My own battles with the depression dragon resulted in me trying to self-medicate my way out. But instead of helping me defeat it, it only made me weaker, until I ultimately woke up paralyzed in a hospital bed. In that hospital bed, I learned that no matter how bad I think I have it, someone has it worse. They put a guy in the bed next to me who had been a logger. A tree fell on him. He landed directly on top of his chainsaw, and then he rolled down a hill with the chainsaw and the tree until they were finally stopped by crashing into a huge boulder. It took me years to learn how to walk again, and still today my body struggles to function more than a few hours at a time before having a seizure. But after a long period of darkness, I began to understand how to fight for light and goodness in the world. One of my favorite sayings is, "Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will." So overcome your fears and replace them with belief in yourself. If I asked you to write a list of all the people you love, how long would it take before you put your name on that list? The depression dragon might make us forget this, but we all need to learn to love ourselves. And the only person you are in competition with is you. Each new day gives us an opportunity to be better than we were the day before. I found that practicing gratitude can be extremely rewarding and is one of the most powerful weapons in our fight against depression dragons. When we learn to start focusing on the good things in our lives and stop obsessing over our perception of loss and grief, the cowardly depression dragon retreats. Surround yourself with positive people and those who will lift you up, not tear you down. There are over 8 billion people currently living on planet Earth. I guarantee you that the positive people you need in your life right now are out there. You just need to find them. Engage in and form healthy habits. Believing in yourself may be one of the hardest and scariest adventures you can embark on, but the rewards are lasting happiness, which the depression dragon cannot penetrate. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself. Focus on small achievements and small improvements. Make plans for your future. Seek out friends you can confide in. And if you're lucky enough to live somewhere with a good safety net, get into therapy. Interview therapists the same way you'd interview for a job until you find the right fit. Equip yourself with the armor of self-awareness and the sword of resilience. Stay vigilant and remember, the battle against depression dragons aren't fought alone. We are all in this fight together, and even in the darkest dungeons, there's a flicker of light. Let's embark on this quest and emerge victorious because we all need each other. Thanks for your time, and thank you for being here.